Am I the A for changing my family's last name secretly while not informing anyone? I, 38F, got married 3 years ago to my husband, 41 May. I changed my last name to his immediately following. My relationship with my in-laws was never super, but it was civil until about 2020, when our differences became obvious and were hard to reconcile. They have never welcomed me into their family and never put forth any effort to be a part of our lives. At first, my husband just said things like, "They are like this with new people. This is just how they are." Over time, though, they have not only managed to alienate me, but my husband as well. They have implied I was a gold digger and have called me quite a few unpleasant names. My husband had enough with them during our first year of marriage, and when he went low contact with them, they tried guilt, manipulation, and passive aggressiveness to get him to resume what we call his previous role in the family, being the one to do all the work in the relationship. When that didn't work, they basically cut us out. They never called much before, but now they never call and then act like it's our fault they don't and play the victim constantly. I have BPD, and my new last name just didn't feel like me, especially considering his family. After my diagnosis a year ago, my therapist explained sometimes people with BPD struggle with this since we struggle with identity as well, so it's been talked about a lot. My husband had suggested we both change our last names. I thought it was an interesting idea. I didn't want my maiden name back because it is hard to spell and pronounce and not at all common in our country. I liked his last name because it was such a common last name. We talked about this for about a year and settled my grandmother's deceased maiden name. It's commonish, easy to say and spell, and we feel honors my family who we have to thank for our lovely life today. It was surprisingly easy. We set up a court date, filled out the papers, had a hearing all within a few weeks. Then, we changed it on social media. His family found out and is pissed. Some of my family found out and are pissed. They said we had no reason, right, what have you. I told all of them it was a decision between me and my husband, and it was not up for debate. On his side, they cut US off and never even talked to us. On my side, no one owns the name, and it left with my grandmother when she died. One of my aunts tried to say I needed their permission. IMO, the only permission I would have needed would be my grandma, or my father, both who have passed away. My mother thought it was a great idea, and so did my siblings. We are getting bombarded. We are basically gray walling. But it's not like it was a rash decision. We are both very happy with the change. But the amount of backlash I've been getting has me wondering if we effed up by not announcing it or telling people in advance.